Hello and welcome back to another episode of the building with the Next.js application with Claude Code. So far I have gone ahead and run all of the files, all of the commands, and it's actually built everything for us. So you can see it's basically created under app, it's created the categories, and these are all dynamic pages, so that it generates the metadata and basically loops through it and adds that metadata to the page. And for every dynamic page, it's going to call this function, generate static params, loop through the categories and generate that many pages. Similarly, it does it for blogs, generates those dynamic pages. If there are any errors, it shows errors, and it also shows the loading state. Similarly, it does it for author, it does it for tag, and then it does it for all the pages that we have. So for pages, it uses this slug, and it basically calls this endpoint, get all the pages. It's going to use fetch API function to call the WordPress REST API endpoint, and then it's going to return all the pages, and the data that's received, it's going to loop through all the data, and then it's going to use those slugs to create the pages dynamically when you run npm run build. And then it's going to use that data basically to render the page content. So once that is done, and these are the things that it has done, and it's told us that it's done all of that. What we're going to do is we'll run pnpm dev, and now you can see that it's running this command, which is pnpm dev, and it started the development server on localhost 3000. So if you go to localhost 3000, you can see all the posts here. Of course, I don't have, let me see if I have any real images. No. Okay, it looks like for some reason the images are not being shown. So I'll have to take a look as to why it's not showing the image, but you can see I have all the recent posts. You can click on the view all the posts, and it takes you to the /blog page. You click on the blog page and it takes you there. Okay, so you have all the posts. You can click on the single post page, and it actually renders the single post page as well, which is great. You have all the categories. You can click on the category page, it takes you to the category page, and it renders the post related to the category, which is excellent. So basically, it has built the entire application for you within what, like 1.5 hours? And that's super useful, because then from here on, you can actually continue building the application for your project. This actually giving you a starting point. So that's really beautiful. Now, if you stop this development server, oops, come on, yeah, and run pnpm build, what it's going to do is it's going to create the optimized production build. It's going to collect the page data by calling the WordPress API and generating those pages statically, and the blog pages, the category pages, and tags, etc. Notice it's also created the robot.txt file using this component. It has also created the sitemap, as you can see, basically getting all the posts, pages, categories, and tags. And it's basically looping through that information for those URLs, and is passing that, returning those URLs. And Next.js already takes care of building the sitemap for you. All you have to do is make sure that sitemap function inside the sitemap.ts file returns the array of the links that you want to show on the sitemap. Okay, so for our case, it's going to be the WordPress pages, post, category URLs, etc. All right. Now, you also have the not found page in case if you're looking for a post that's not found. And when we ran the pnpm build, it's basically build these pages and cache them. So you have your blog pages. There are 33 more blog pages not showing here, but it has already built that. And then category pages, tag pages, etc. So static chunks, pages, apps, category, slug, right? So it has all the information here. All right, and that's excellent. Now, all I have to do is run pnpm start, and that's going to serve from the cached folder, the one that we just built. Now, if you go here and if you click on any of those, it's going to be super fast, lightning fast, because these are served from the cache pages. Go here, view all the posts. For some reason, it's not showing the block over here. We can always check that. But yeah, but the rest of the things is happening. Click on that. Click on categories. So category is also working, which is great. It's excellent. Now let's try to fix some errors. So looks like when you click on view all posts, it's not showing you the posts. So we're gonna let it know. So when I run pnpm build and then pnpm start, then I go to /blog, I don't see any blocks rendered, but it works when I run pnpm dev. Okay, so you told it a problem. Let's see how it fixes that problem. So it wanted to proceed, so proceed. This is the common issue with Next.js static site generation. Problem is that during pnpm build, the pages were generated with old broken code. Let me help you fix it. Okay. Let's see if that is the case. Sometimes it just hallucinates. So it looks like it's running the pnpm build and seeing what the issue is. Channeling. Okay, so it looks like the build is working. Of course, it was working earlier also, but it's doing pnpm start. Sleep, it wants it to sleep for 3 seconds, then start the development server again. It's going to look at any of the logs that are there in the temp Next.js prod log. I guess my development server is running. Oh no, it's not running. That's fine. Okay. /blog. Now it's going to access that and see what happens. This is the page we are facing issue. It's going to check if no blog post found. Message is there. Okay, so it says that it found the issue. It's rendering the page template from this instead of blog listing template from this. This means there's likely a WordPress page with a slug blog that's conflicting. Ah, I get it. So I already have a /blog page on my WordPress site. If you go to this, if you go to blog, there's already a page like that. So it is created 2 times. One, it's created dynamically, and second, it also created because I created blog page.jsx. Of course, it is created that I didn't know that it existed. But one thing you can do is like over here, if you think that you have a page like that, you can inside of this function you can ignore that particular URL or maybe change this blog page to something else. So Let's see. So I like the fact that it actually found the issue very, very quickly. See, this is exactly what it's doing. Whatever I told you to do, right? That ignore the, like filter it out, right? See, reserve silks. So because I have built Next.js applications before and I ran into similar sort of issues and I used to do it the same way. So this is also doing the same way. Interesting. This actually saves you a lot of time, I would say, you know, because if you had to figure it out yourself, it might have been difficult for you. Or you still can do it, but it would take a long time. Now that you see, you have everything that you need, right? My blog page is visible over here, which is excellent. Great, perfect. Sorry, wrong place. Okay, it's gonna restart it. For a moment, I thought it started showing it. Now let's test it. I just wanted to test it. Let it test. So you can see how you can give commands to Claude, and it can actually fetch information from the browser, see how the page looks, and fix the problems not only in your code but also test whether something is working on the browser side of things also, because the terminal, the shell, is very, very powerful, you know, and it's really, really fast as well, because if you had to do the same thing elsewhere, such as ChatGPT, it won't have access to entire code. And even if you provide ChatGPT with your code base, it won't always have the latest code. So that's the advantage of this, because it has all the code. It knows what needs to be done. So builds look correct. Blog HTML contains proper blog listing. Issues in the production service needs a fresh restart. Let me do that. Okay. All right. Now it's actually showing you, which is excellent. Perfect. All right. So I hope you did enjoy it. And thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to see you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.